Greetings. You are now tuned into the Vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Just want to thank you all for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the Vault episode. Today we're talking about private credit equals credibility, in parentheses board, episode 784. Definitely excited about doing this particular episode. Just got so many good things that we've had go on recently at the vault, and we just want to go ahead and talk about something that is really something we get basically from consultations. Had somebody come on a consultation asking basically how do you get credit established inside of trusteeship from the private side, and we were sitting there telling them that it ultimately comes down to your board. Now we have a testimonial of a trustee that is on the podcast. Is what's the little guy's name? I really don't want to say his name's Jamal, but it's something. Obviously, we have a bunch of trustees come through. It's a little young guy, Adam. So he actually, we know, came through came through to look to be a trustee. Came through, actually ended up making sure that his tech company was pretty much fortified. Tech company's fortified now, has a board and executing. Already was a part of, prestigious incubators, and so some people say, "Oh, well, this particular trustee we're talking about is a young guy. He's under 27 years old, and the young guy just was able to follow the blueprint that we gave him. Went out and got the board, and the board had ultimately was literally willing to give him capital as seed money for the company." And so when you have people that understand the reality of, whether it's a venture capital idea or otherwise, if it's a private idea, it's not a public idea. You're not utilizing public funds from the government to get paid. Then it's a private idea, and so private ideas, a lot of the times, a lot of people say, "Oh, trust Christian. How am I gonna get the private credit?" The private credit is the private credibility. First, you have to have a good team. It comes down to having a good team. You gotta deal with A players. You gotta have A players on your team, and you gotta put in. That's just bottom line, and that's what we're here to talk about on this particular episode. Some people can say, "Oh, trust Christian. I don't know how to build a team." This is what a lot of people are going to say. They used to doing solopreneur stuff, or some people will say, "Oh, I've never done business in general ever." Well, those are the easiest ones, the easiest people to do. Do what we're talking about. Why? Because first of all, as the first trustee, you're going to build out a board as a board of trustees. It's not just going to be you as one trustee. When this is for trustees that have already gotten enrolled, they may be a trustee by themselves. Now, some trustees, they in a situation where they got family members in trusteeship with them. Okay, great. Here we go, trustees. For all y'all that want to sit out here and say, "Oh, trust Christian, I got 3 or 4 family members on the trust with me. They trustees too." Yeah, and you're the smartest one out of all of them. So still, once again, you want to make it a point to get additional trustees that are sophisticated. It may not be a full-time trustee on, the trustee board, but they will be a trustee. Nevertheless, they're a trustee. They may not be a full-time trustee on the board, but they're a trustee nonetheless. That's just bottom line. Some people might not want to hear that. So, okay, you can get people that can be, somebody that they pretty much, these are individuals that are professionals that you vetted. And so, trustees, we ask trustees all the time. Trustees say, "Oh, trust Christian. How do I vet the people for the talent for the board?" Well, they should have at least, the mentors told us they should at least have 20 years of experience in trusteeship. That's just bottom line. They groomed us to about 20 years. They really were like a quarter of a century of work. And they'll tell us, the senior mentors that you're going to go out there and talk to are going to be over 55 years old. It was easy work, so we knew what time they were saying. We're giving y'all the game, so it's no, "Oh, trust Christian, you didn't tell us the super secret. You didn't tell us the code of how old these people are supposed to be. You told us to go out there and try to get help from people that are actively building their family estates. People in their 40s, people in their early 50s. Still, trust Christian, I can't find anybody," right? And we're telling you, if you run into somebody that's under 60, 65, that's a trustee, you can't be disappointed that they don't have the time for you. The ones that have the time for you are going to be the older trustees. Some people may not want to hear this. Oh, Trust Christian, really? They got to be that old? How am I going to find someone that old? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. We like to go to professional settings. You go to professional settings. You make it a point. Okay, I'm gonna just Google all the estate planners locally, and then I'm gonna just go visit them. I'm gonna visit the top five. I'm gonna visit the top 20. I'm gonna visit them, and I'm just gonna interview all of them. Tell them, hey, we got an inheritance, and we're interviewing family, whatever, whether they're lawyers, accountants, whatever it is. You're just gonna, visit them and interview them. You let them know, hey, we're interviewing families. We got a major inheritance here, and if you would like to paint the picture for them, hey, we got inheritance of this, actually some big money, so they can know, okay, this individual has a serious situation going on now. You say, oh, I pulled up in a Honda Civic. How they gonna believe me? First of all, that's not the mentality of the right people. The right people don't care. You can pull up in a Honda Civic and you can go into a wealthy estate planner's office and they might look out the window and see the car and say, oh wow. Now if you want to be sophisticated and you say, oh, Trust Christian, I'm gonna paint the picture. I'm painting the picture, baby. Go ahead. This is for the trustees that want to paint the picture. Why not pull up in a black SUV? Why not pull up in something that you want to pull up in, a dream car? So you may go test a rental car out and go get there and go to the estate planning place with the rental car. I mean, wait, not even the rental car. Excuse me, with the test drive car, your dream car. Now, if you going to do the black SUV, that's what the mentors trained us to do, and that's what we do. We just keep it real simple. You just pull up in the black SUV if you there to dress to impress. If you dressing to go into the estate planner's office to impress, which no one's saying you have to, and no one's saying you shouldn't. Some trustees will tell us, oh yeah, you could dress up going into the estate planner's office. They would tell you it's business. You're a trustee, so you did think, are they going to treat you like a trustee or are they going to treat you like a beneficiary? Beneficiary can go in the estate planning office and wear flip flops and sandals and a t-shirt, 100%. But when you're a trustee, you might go in there a little bit different. You're gonna go in there buttoned up, shirt and tie, clean as a whistle. It's just the way it is. You're a trustee. You're not acting on behalf of yourself. You're going in there asking questions. You're there for an interview. Now, for some of the trustees that are asking questions, hey, look, trustee, you can go in there. You can wear the right attire, and you can interview them, and that's that. And you go home. The mentors will tell you, y'all don't want to hear this. Oh, Trust Christian, I ain't never did. I don't even use the bathroom in 20 minutes. Exactly. You don't use the bathroom in 20 minutes. So how you going to keep the meeting to 20 minutes? The mentors say keep the meetings to 20 minutes. Y'all think we don't have to practice these disciplines? We got to practice these disciplines. The mentors, how you think they have such a high value of time? Because what? They made it a point that I'm not going to sit here with someone for an hour no more. Or it used to give people an hour. Now we're going to do 40 minutes. Okay, you cut it down to 40 minutes. Mentor said don't do anything longer than 20 minutes. Some of you guys may say, I don't know what to say to these people. Right, that's why you got to keep it to 20 minutes. You got to go in there. Most of the mentors will tell us have a script. We usually have a script. So a lot of y'all say, oh, Trust Christian, I'm out here I'm wing dinging it. You're wing dinging it. Trust Christian is not wing dinging nothing. Trust Christian don't have time to wing ding nothing. You don't understand that you're going from a no zero cash situation to an actual hemorrhage of cash, which is a leap, and that's through business positions, not through just having a job. It's through a business position. So you're having to do a different type of mentality. Appreciate Jersey for tuning in live, listening to the replay. Always appreciate Jersey for tuning in live, listening to replay. So the trustee laughing, talking about somebody like, oh yeah, it's a wing ding. Nah, 100%. Of course they gonna wing ding it. They don't want to hear that they gotta follow the script. Trust Christian, we on ourselves all the time about following the script. Oh no, Trust Christian, I don't want to follow the script. Well, that's why you're not gonna be wealthy. You think this is a game. First of all, we're talking about an industry. We're not talking about something that's not an industry. It's an industry. So if you want to be whatever someone else is, you might have to do something along those lines. So you're gonna be a great trustee. Okay, you're gonna be a great trustee where you're gonna interview these people. You're gonna, you're gonna go to estate attorneys. You can go to accountants. You can go to an enrolled agents that are accountants. What do y'all mean? Oh, trust Christian. I need to know. Tell me the cheat code. You don't want to know. You got to do something every day. You don't want that type of pressure on your back. Oh no, Trust Christian. I don't have to take a day off. Yeah, you're taking a day off for generations. They ain't, when they going how they gonna take a day off when you took the days off? But oh no, no one's gonna make the sacrifice in your bloodline, supposedly. But if we going the right way that we talking, someone's gonna make that sacrifice. And what we're talking about is following the script. Somebody, the next generation don't have to follow script if you think that, but somebody gotta follow script. You think you're gonna sit in a room with the rest of us where we all following the script? Oh man, trust Chris. Ain't everybody's not in here following script. You think people that are got three generations worth of capital, estate, they got systems in place. It's a script. They got systems in place. It's a script. That's why they got a will. Oh man, I gotta have a will. Yeah. Oh no, you don't have to have a will in trusteeship, but wills are scripts. So when we talk about private credibility, it's gonna come from you being able to find these people. Oh, trust Christian. You tell one trustee, oh man, I'm gonna be a part of a business club. Okay, you gotta go in there and take advantage of it. You think Trust Christian ain't go in a business club and take advantage of it? We know the people that are presidents of the law associations for states. First presidents. What are you talking about? Of course you gotta do that. Of course. Trust Christian, I'm gonna go in a business club. Should I go in there and spend some time there? I ain't got nothing to do in there. Hey, what y'all wanna say? Oh, I'm an employee. Right. What's wrong with you being an employee going in a business club? I'm an employee, Trust Christian. What am I going to do in the business club? Yeah, okay. What are you talking about? You got to go in the business club to get ideas. It's a club. You got to get ideas. You got to go talk to other people that are in positions that you're talking about. You got to bet on yourself. I mean, you got to get around people that have bet on themselves so you can say, okay, if they bet on themselves and I've talked to them and they've talked me through a few situations, maybe some of them will give you solutions. But think about it, if you're around people right now that can't give you a solution to your situation, then you already know they ain't the solution. But oh no, Trust Christian, you don't know. I got to talk to this person. I got to talk to him. Yeah, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Because the mentors, it got down to a point with us, and the mentors definitely told us to record everybody we talk to every day. Everybody. Everybody. Every day. And you got to write down, what did you talk to them about? It don't have to be long. You could write 2 words. You could talk about business or non-business. That's literally how we ended up categorizing it. Keep it simple. Oh, Trust Christian. Is it like that? Okay, you might say, "Oh, Trust Christian, I don't want to say that." We gotta write all this stuff down. We sit here, we talk to trustees. We just let them know, look, y'all ain't gonna catch Trust Christian slipping. Why? Y'all don't want to know. We done been at dinner with the mentors, and they got their daggone schedule on paper at the damn dinner table. While we out, we're out at dinner. They got a portfolio. It's got documents in it. You don't know what's in it. You wondering, like, damn, you can't leave that in the car? But when you understand, oh, okay, this is a briefcase. This is the mentor's briefcase. Damn mentor going to dinner with you with a briefcase. How many of y'all going to a dinner with a mentor that got a briefcase? It's got their wallet in there. It's got their passport in there. Damn near got a gun inside of it. Excuse our language on the platform. We're just talking the reality. A firearm. We'll call it that. No, man, Trust Christian. Man, this. You think somebody got to walk around like that? Okay. These are trustees. He's not, oh, I'm the civilian anymore. You're not just a civilian anymore. You're protecting a family estate. You can call yourself a protector, you can call yourself a trustee, you can call yourself a lot of things. You're a trustee. So when you're a trustee, there's certain protocols that could have been handed down to you. What, you gonna try to change the protocol? One trustees asked that, how do I rewrite the document? What are you talking about? What are you, smarter than the previous generation? If I want to change something, of course you might change something as the trustee. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it the best move. Cause you changed something. So, oh, Trust Christian, how do I avoid these common mistakes? How do I protect myself from my ignorance? I'm first generation. The secret, Trust Christian's giving you the whole episode. You gotta get around senior trustees at your own apparel. It's no way around it. Oh, Trust Christian, tell me it ain't so. I don't know how to get around the senior trustees. And how much money? I don't know how they making all of that money. I don't know how these people making all of that money. I don't know where these people hang out. Alright, the business clubs. That's that. You found one way to get around it. Where else could I go, Trust Christian? You could go to really high-end restaurants. The mentors will always recommend high-end restaurants. Mentors will tell us to shop online, honestly. A lot of people, they don't really have the wherewithal to go outside and do stuff outside, but it's best to meet people face to face. Board credibility. Of course you want to meet people online. Of course. Private credit. Of course. You want to have credibility with your board. You want to have counsel. Oh, Trust Christian, can you pick up the phone and call certain people? That's what it comes down to. Can you pick up the phone and call certain people? Can you pick up the phone if you had something that was worthwhile? Could you connect with the right people? And then the board is what insulates your first generation, oh, I don't know this type mentality. We would go to lunch and dinner with the mentors all the time, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You got to take it whatever way you can get it, honestly. And oh man, Trust Christian, that wasn't going out our way. It's a lot of things we could say is going out of our way for sure, but going and meeting with a mentor is not. And if y'all really want to know this, some people say, oh, Trust Christian, give me the super secret. The super secret is that it's not even a super secret amongst us in the right circles. We understand. Once you find this right individual that you're, oh man, I don't know where they are. I don't know where this multimillionaire, he's got tens and thirties and hundreds and fifties and $100 million. I don't know where this guy's at. I don't know if I can hang out with him and be his friend or her friend. Uh, is where we go. Our secret cheat code. You gotta find something that the mentor likes and do what they do, and find out what they do, and do your best to get closer to them that way. And some people, they don't really know that, because a lot of times, you get on the line with the mentor and you're like, hey man, let's talk that business talk and let's get off the line. Like, I gotta show up for you. I gotta make sure I'm doing right by your time, and I gotta show up. That's just that. And when you have that mentality, it's great. It's great to have that mentality, but it's also great to have the, oh, well, the mentor, he's doing this, so I should probably make it a point to, connect with the mentor here, because it's something that I possibly could learn and enjoy. I may have an interest in it too. You may not have an interest in it, but if you have an interest in it, that makes it a little bit easier to connect with this individual. It just makes it a little bit easier. And so, once again, oh man, Trust Christian, how do I build the board? You could build the board just off one mentor alone. You think, oh man, I gotta go out and talk to all these people. Nah, if you find the right person, you could really build a board off of just one person. We don't recommend it. That's not the way the mentors trained us. But if that's something that you want to do, so be it. We don't recommend it, but it's something that you could do, because the mentor has deeper and longer standing relationships than you. We got mentors that are world travel. How do you replace that? You can't replace a mentor going to another jurisdiction and knowing the law and knowing and doing things in trusteeship in different jurisdictions. We're not talking about, oh, I went on vacation stuff for all of y'all. Oh, I went on vacation. No, the mentor went over there, like we tell the trustees, go over there and talk to a real estate attorney. Go talk to someone about the citizenship. Go talk to someone about the residency ship. Go talk to someone about a permit to stay in the country. That's what we encourage trustees to do, is to make it a site visit, not just, oh, I'm going out on vacation. Our mentors didn't train us to ever go on vacation. They never went on vacation. So how are we don't know about that word. That's a public word. That's not a private word. Mentors not going on no vacations. They going on business trips. Everything's a business trip. They never heard them, the family, everything. So, just to give y'all a heads up, a lot of y'all say, oh man, Trust Christian, I got to build, I'm looking to get some private credit, some money. Well, that's what they really want to say. Okay, well, how are you around to raise money? All this other stuff. Oh, how you gonna raise money? You don't have a quality board. Now we get it. A lot of people say they don't know that, and that's fine. You don't know that, but that's just something you could say until you know it. Oh, okay, now I know I need a team of people. Of course you need a team. Of course you need a team. You need is this board of trustees, which gives you credibility. They have 20 years of experience plus in this. They can sit next to you and you so-called in front of the financial institution. Oh man, I'm looking for some money for this private property that I got. Right? You think the private trustee would know how to deal with that? But oh, I haven't interviewed enough trustees. How many trustees have you interviewed? How many of the guys on the internet? Oh, I got a podcast, or oh, I got this. Do you reach out to them and say, hey, I got a few questions for you about a situation I'm going through? We had a trustee recently going through a situation where they wanted to take some property out of an IRA to a trust. Trustee might have been shook. We don't fully know yet, but the trustee definitely was, oh man, Trust Christian, I need to get this done. We're like, okay, how soon? Oh, Trust Christian, I'd love to do it in 30 days. You would like to think it took 30 days. It didn't take 30 days. Literally, trustee gets going on Friday. We get on the line Monday. Trustee reaches out to the IRA, gets the different details that they need. Next thing you know, they on the line with the IRA on a Tuesday. Tuesday, the IRA says, yeah, you got to pay a fee to take the property out, quote unquote, the house, quote unquote, residential property, to put it in a private trust. You're going to have to pay a fee. Trustee situation happens with the person on the line. They get disconnected. Trustee, next thing you know, they just end up with an email in their inbox. Oh, the property's been we're signing off on the transfer. We're signing off on the deed. To what, from Friday to what? We're gonna do we'll do the what is that, the testimonial. We'll get the trustee to do the testimonial, but at the end of the day, oh man, Trust Christian, I wonder what's really going on in the world of private trusteeship, and can I pull it off? This trustee pulled it off. Trustee pulled it off. Oh man, I gotta take property for myself, and in my name, from my IRA, from or whatever it is, to put it in insured private trusteeship. Okay. It's a simple process. Some trustees, they gonna follow the process. Some trustees, they gonna wing it. It's not an old Trust Christian. What is the downfall of the giant? You don't want to know, because once you know it, you're only gauging yourself on the whether y'all want to know what is the word. In our terms, we would just call it the standard. That's it. This is the standard for trusteeship, Trust Christian. You do it or you don't. That's it. And so it's like, oh man, Trust Christian, what, you don't want to follow directions? The mentors gave us directions. That's why we got a script. The mentors gave us directions, and then we have a script. Oh, Trust Christian, don't tell me you can't wing it. You don't even want to wing it at one point when you know what you're doing, because that's not duplicatable. You want things that are duplicatable. It's what the mentors we would come down to. We'd be like, it's like dummy proofing it. You just want to dummy proof the estate. You want the estate to where it starts getting to where the educational thought process might not be on top notch, because they might not be the first or the second gen that have really had to see so the first few storms had to go through the estate. And so in turn the intelligence may not be for business, it may not be for business acumen, it may be for something else at that point, successive generations. But point being is, you're making it a point to fortify the intelligence of the entity itself, so that it can go on by itself. Somebody can come in, read the directions, press your button, and it's going to work. It's a push button. Oh no, Trust Christian, it can't be like that. How do you think you get it from first to second to third to fourth to fifth to however many successive generations? You're creating a push button. It can't be that. It can't be that. Y'all don't even want to know. It's actually simple. No, it can't be that. That exactly. And that's the point. We already know. The elephant graveyard is full of people that they had the map and they didn't want to follow the map. That's just real talk. They didn't want to follow the map. Just straight up. Oh, Trust Christian, what do you mean? How didn't they make it? We've seen it happen over and over. That's why Trust Christian is still standing. That's why we can sit here and say we're still pressing through. Why? Because the formula, it doesn't matter if you're rich or if you're poor. It doesn't matter. The formula is actually the same for all of us. The things that we're talking about on this particular episode, oh, Trust Christian, I want to get some private credit. Okay, then you have to have a board. Some people will say, oh, no, Trust Christian, you don't need that. You don't know what you're talking about. And that's fine. That's fine. But we sit in rooms and we look forward to seeing you. Or not. Some people can sit here and say, oh, Trust Christian. You know, what would they go say? We in the rooms. We always tell y'all it's about association. Are you in the room, Trust Christian? Of course. Why not? You gotta be in the rooms. We already talked about it, so you can get ideas. But oh no, Trust Christian, we already know it might cost too much for you. So that already let us know how big your dreams is. And that's why we talk to trustees about they gotta dream big. You gotta have a big goal in trusteeship. You gotta have big dreams in trusteeship. But oh no, Trust Christian, I don't want to have multiple properties. I don't want to have a lawns keeper. I don't want to have somebody that manicures the house when we're not there. I don't want a maid and a butler, Trust Christian. I don't want these things. And then we already know why you're not gonna have them. It's not a whole Trust Christian. You told us that you separated us from it. How? It was a self choice. You say you're going to go trustee route. You okay? You do that. Once you get in trusteeship, oh, now you in trusteeship and you trying to play it cool on the money. What are you talking about? I'm playing it cool on the money, Trust Christian. I don't need no millions of dollars. I don't need millions. I don't need millions at all. I don't need the millions, Trust Christian. Okay, that's perfectly fine, trustees. A lot of y'all gonna think that that's cool, but then now you know why you're not in the room with a family that has hundreds of millions of dollars, or a family that has 25 plus $1 million. Why? Because just like a trustee said in the chat right now, trustee said the seniors might have use for you. Right. If you actually were gonna go out and do something in these environments and learn, you might have value. You might grow interest in something that they don't want to do, and then you do it, and then they fund you. But oh no, Trust Christian, those miracles don't happen. They happen all the time. That's how it happens. How do you think Trust Christian is in the position he's in? We associate. You get in the right positions. You learn the information, and then you just find out like this is your life now. And a lot of people, we can tell y'all they ain't ready for it. Why? Because it's something that the mentors, we were sitting the other day with one of the mentors, said, Trust Christian, you got to get to the point where what you're doing is consistently boring. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to do the boring work. What's the boring work? Being a trustee behind the scenes, making sure people are doing the right things more than anything else. Making sure you're the overseer, maybe having to walk through the entire mansion, make sure that every room is clean, that type of stuff. Senior butler mentality, you know what the butler's supposed to do, but the butler's going to do it. That type of mentality. It's not micromanaging, though. It's definitely not micromanaging, but why not walk through the entire estate occasionally? Some people would say, how often do you have to dedicate walking through the entire estate? And some people would ask that. They would ask, how often do you got to walk through it? And whether y'all know it or not, the mentors done trained us. They done told us, I don't want to hear this. No, trust Christian. I got to do a weekly one. I got to do a weekly trust minute. I got to do a weekly debrief. 100%. The mentors told us what the executive cadence is. We understand it. Ladies and gentlemen, the mentors are going to give you the codes. They're going to tell you. The mentors told us all the time, this is what's required if you want me to keep showing up. And it wasn't money. So for all y'all to think, oh, I gotta have some money for a mentor, you're lying to yourself. You're just lying to yourself. Sure, you might meet them, whatever, in the place that you gotta pay to get in the room. But once you get in the room, they know, okay, you up to snuff. You got a dream in your hands and your heart, and they might end up building a relationship with you. They gonna meet you for coffee. They'll meet you for dinner. They'll meet you for breakfast. Okay, great. That doesn't mean that's not a large expense. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner is not a large expense. Depending on where you meet the mentor, though. Now, sometimes the mentors might pay for it, but just you got to be prepared. And don't let the mentor swing you out your pockets. Oh man, the mentor took me to a 5-star restaurant, and the bill came back over $200, came back over $300, $500. They ordered a wine, and it took me out of my pockets. Right? The mentor ain't trying to do that at heart. If the mentor is going out with you, they're not trying to take you out your pockets. So if you get to that moment where the receipt come and some trustees going to quibble in their boots, oh, trust Christian, oh man, what would you say, trust Christian? We just going to go ahead and let you know. If you don't have it, you got to be honest in the moment. This is your mentor. They already took you to a 5-star restaurant, or they met you at the 5-star restaurant there. You was supposed to go in there, and whether you want to say, oh, I wasn't going to split the bill with the mentor, you got to pay attention to the mentor. What's the mentor eating? The mentor setting the example. So if you go in there and oh man, I'm about to ball out, you prepare for that moment. But if you get to that moment and you quibbling in your boots because you know you don't have it, you got to be honest with the mentor. This is the closest thing to an intimate relationship as you're going to get. You got to be honest. We wouldn't even tell you guys to fake it right there. Oh man, fake it till you make it. Why are you faking it with your mentor? They're richer than you. You don't need to fake it with your mentor. They know you're poorer than them. What are you talking about? Don't fake it. Just be honest. We're telling y'all some straight up stuff. Because the mentors don't need you to lie to them and you start that pattern. Just keep it moving. Like, hey, mentor, this is where I'm at right now. Blah, blah. Especially if you covering the whole bill. But if they covering their side of the bill and you got to take care of yours, that's when you still got to say, okay, in this moment, I'm either going to go hard or I'm going to keep it humble. And I'm just going to get the advertiser or do whatever you do. Keep it light. You can keep it light. Even if the mentor go $200 bottle of wine, $100 bottle of wine, and $100 plate, sometimes you can keep it light at the meal. We're going to go ahead and tell y'all that too. Oh man, trust Christian. Oh man, I went out to the expensive place and I started balling out. Yeah, you wasn't in that position. You knew that. It was okay. If you want to ball out, great. Go ahead. That's why you there. Because that's the life you're going to be living. But sometimes you got to be okay. I'm sitting here right now. I got my chips. My chips need to get me home. But the mentor is helping me out. Shoestring budget. The mentor is here. They're serving. They're giving me their wisdom. They're giving me their resources. What you think a resource is? What you think the mentor's greatest resource is? You think the mentor's greatest resource is money? That's how stupid you is. Oh man, trust Christian. You gotta say it like that 100%. If you think that, oh man, the mentor's most treasured expense is money, that's how you know you're not thinking right. We ain't never thought like that. Because the mentors ain't never charged us for their time. Because if the mentors charge you for their time, would you be able to afford it? So if you're not going to be able to afford it, you got to understand, wow, the mentor is giving me their greatest resource. Right. And then once again, if you can finagle time in with the mentors, once again, like, oh, I'm traveling, I want to meet you for lunch or dinner, or oh, can I meet you outside, or you're on a tennis court, or you're on a golf course, or you're on a golf course. Board trustees that we work with that play golf. Oh, trust Christian, man, I'm not gonna learn that silly game. Okay, we have no problems with that. We you know what I mean? Whether y'all know it or not, the trustees, the board that y'all want to recruit, they are on the golf course. That's just the facts. Oh no, trust Christian, don't tell me that. Oh, they're on the board. They're on the golf course for sure. So here the question is: now that you know they're on the golf course, are you gonna go ahead and play that game? You know they at the business club. You know also now that they're at the golf course. So you know other sports stats, but you don't know golf. You don't know how to play golf yet. Oh, trust Christian, this is an expensive sport. I gotta have golf balls. I gotta get a golf swing. I gotta do all of this stuff. That's why it's it's a golf club. It's to weed people out. Wealthy people weed people out. Oh yeah, we're gonna make you go ahead and get a $300 set of golf clubs, $600 set of golf clubs. Okay. Whether y'all know it or not, used to back in the day they used to have this thing called layaway. If you could find a way to put it on layaway, you better put it on layaway. You gotta put it on layaway. That's just the honest truth. Now, what else are you buying in installment payments? At least you know this about to put you in an environment where, hey, look, if I invest $200, $300, $500, hey, you know what? This is gonna pay back. Why? Because the mentor is gonna drop some real knowledge on me. I can meet some real people in the club. Exactly. Somebody said in the chat, if you can't play, just carry the clubs. Now, whoever's speaking, we appreciate you for tuning in live, for sure. For all the rest of the trustees, or whoever's listening live, y'all can type into the chat like this person will correspond. So we sit here listening to one of the mentors. See, this is where y'all get the codes, but are you going to do it? Oh yeah, trust Christian. It's too hard, man. It's all it is. You just gonna make some reason up for it. All right. What the mentor said, trust Christian. If you want to actually get close to wealthy people and you're at the end of your pockets and you got to find a way to come up, go be a caddy. So when someone types into the chat, oh, you should carry the golf clubs, why wouldn't you go and become a caddy and damn near volunteer? Oh, trust Christian, I couldn't waste my time doing that. What are you doing wasting your time doing that for 4 hours throughout the week? You could take 4 hours on the weekend, say, hey, look, and think about it. They got golf carts. So how are you really someone's caddy? But once again, you can carry someone's golf clubs. Somebody said today to golf, tomorrow to sauna. We're going to go ahead and keep it PG-13. But, hey, sometimes you're going to meet people in a sauna at a sports club. You never know where you're going to meet a successful person, especially in a sauna at a wealthy sports club or in a good sports club. You could meet someone at the sauna. Next thing you know, you strike up a conversation in a sauna. We're not saying it's an ideal place, but the club is an ideal place. And if it happens to be in a sauna, hey, it was just a place where it was a little hot and things were sweaty. But at the end of the day, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we talking to y'all about how do you meet the board for your private credit. Some trustees going to sit here and say, oh, you had to say this that way. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're giving y'all the oh man, I need the cheat code. How am I going to meet my board? How am I going to meet these older guys or older ladies? You can search them on the internet, whether y'all know that or not. Y'all can search them on the internet. Oh man, trust Christian. Really? First of all, y'all could be selling y'all properties to private equity. But how you gonna sell your property to private equity? You don't know no private equity relationships. So when you reach out to private board people that sat on private equity firms, y'all can go research that. You go research people that sat on private equity firms. Oh man, he's doing this now. He's been retired. He done did this 2 or 3 times. Okay, great. He done did, or she has done this 2 or 3 times. Plus, okay, great. Once again, they're older. They done did this 2 or 3 times. Okay, well, what do you think? I mean, I gotta reach out. I gotta send a message. See, we gonna go ahead and end it on the mic like this, cause this is the hardest thing to hear, cause it's like, oh no, trust Christian, man. How could you stop at like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15? Exactly. Why you couldn't stop at 15? Because that's just what the mentor wanted to do. The mentor wanted to interview with someone, so they sent over the email 17 times to someone, and they got the interview from a billionaire. So who are you to sit here and say that, oh, Trust Christian, I gotta throw some shots up, but I threw up some shots, and now I don't know, man. It's like when I'm gonna be perfect. What you asking for? You gotta throw up the shots. That's that. You gotta throw up the shots. The mentor said 17 times for an interview with a billionaire. We sat there. We said, man, that wasn't a lot to us, but to some people, once again, they gonna be huffing and puffing, and the big bad wolf is gonna blow their house down because they didn't build a solid foundation. That's just bottom line. They didn't use the scripts. They getting emotional. Oh man, I ain't using the script, man. I'm just using my emotions, and you emotionally winging it, and as your performance consistently boring. See how the mentors talk to us? Was it consistently boring? Was it consistent and boring? Or was it sporadic and energetic? Or sporadic and excited? Sporadic and, what was it? Sporadic. We talking about consistency or inconsistency. Is it inconsistent excitement? Is it inconsistent enthusiasm? Is it consistent or is it inconsistent? And that's where the mentors get at us. They like always on us about this type of stuff. And that's why we just do our best to say, okay, you got to do your best to focus on being a pig that didn't get their house blown down. So it can't be made of straw. And that's just that. Can't be made of straw. You got to make sure you have a solid foundation every day. You gotta put things in place to protect yourself and perform highest level as a trustee for yourself. And a lot of the codes that you gonna end up getting, they gonna come from the mentors. A lot of the patterns that you're gonna get come from the mentors. Well, Trust Christian, man, that's all you talk about is your mentors. That's all you talk about. What do you came up on your own with? Huh? And whether y'all know it or not, y'all don't want to know. See, at one point you think, oh man, Trust Christian, you gonna wing it at one point, right? Because I want to wing it. I know you gonna wing it. Tell me your mentors, they was winging it at one point after they made it, right? Ain't the mentors that we know that's truly increasing their wealth, not just like, oh, I'm preserving my hundreds of millions or I'm preserving my 50 million. They're not just preserving their millions. We talk about mentors that's growing 20, 30, 100%, 120%, 300% every year, 500% every year, 1,000%. Oh no, that can't be possible. It's private wealth. The velocity of money is gonna happen a little bit faster than if somebody was already a Titanic. Some of the mentors are Titanics, and y'all don't want to know. We go in the room, mentors will be like, "Oh, Trust Christian, yeah, we're at 20 billion under management." Next year, you go in the room, we're at 40 billion under management. Next year, you go in the room, oh, we're at 60 billion under management. You sitting there, and y'all want to sit here and say, "Oh, say it ain't so, Trust Christian, say it ain't so." No, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. But we're sitting, we're letting you know that's what's going on in 2026, 2025, 2024, 2023. What's going to happen in 2027? It's going to be we going to go up again. And does it really happen like that, Trust Christian? It's got to be 1 year they fall off. You don't want to know. You think, oh man, something's supposed to go backwards at one point, huh? No, we talking about family estates that's tied in with other families and ain't no going back now. The family estates tied in with other families that's wealthy, financially well off. We had one trustee say something to us, and they were like, well, I don't want to be a follower. Think about that mentality right there. Who are you following then? You don't want to be a follower, right? Right. Nobody wants to be a follower. Let a trustee say it. Right. You don't want to be a follower, but when it comes down to it, what system you got in play? Oh man, Trust Christian, man, You making it sound like it's just hard work or it's complicated or something. And like we tell y'all, it's simple. The mentors gave us a simple plan to execute. And trust Christian, we just make it a point to say, you know what? The mentors, the ones that's solid, first of all, y'all gotta be comfortable with being private. A lot of trustees are not. Y'all think y'all is, but you're not. Y'all don't want to hear it. Oh man, trust Christian, I'm not a flashy person. Exactly. You saying that now without the money. What, you gonna drive the same car? Or I'm gonna drive a ragged beat up car? We already done shared with y'all that when you go to the estate planning meeting, you might actually pull up in a well-to-do vehicle. You might be dressed well-to-do. Doesn't mean you're wearing a suit and tie, but you could be dressed well-to-do. How does that work, trust Christian, man? You know, man, I'm just doing my best, man. It sounds like a lot, man. Right. It's simple. The mentors gave us a simple plan. And hey, some people are going, man, the mentor, they gave me the tool, they gave me the field, and I gotta do the work. I gotta start plowing the field. That's all you gotta do. You gotta plow the field. You gonna have to toil the field. You gonna have to grow a harvest. The field, since you toiled it, you turn the soil over, guess what? Now you can go, next generation, somebody gonna have a field there. They already got the soil tilled. So you did the pre-work for the next generation. The next generation got a leg up now. They got a better position now. They got a better standing. They got a blueprint, as you could call it. They got a blueprint. So for the ones that want to sit here and say, I ain't following no follower, ain't no follower, then what makes you think the next generation gonna follow the plan? What makes you think the next generation gonna follow the plan? We just go ahead and give it to y'all straight up. Because the next generation is going to want to say, man, I wonder what they was thinking about on this day. I wonder what they did for birthdays. I wonder what they did for Christmas. I wonder, did they skip holidays sometimes? I wonder, did they feel some type of way? And are you going to have that recorded? Or is that going to be recorded as a trustee? Let's talk about it. Oh no, Trust Christian, I find it so hard. Appreciate shout out to Trustee said Trust Christian is one of my mentors. Trust Christian, we know this. We appreciate the trustees, people that listen for a long time. We got a lot of trustees listen for a long time, man. A long time. A lot of trustees listen for a long time. A long time. What y'all think? It take it forever? See, I don't want to know. See, I don't want to know the truth. The mentor said, Trust Christian, it's going to come down to a point where you understand it's a shortcut and it's the long route. And y'all sit here wondering, oh man, Trust Christian, what's the long route? Anything that has nothing to do with trusteeship. Everything that is trusteeship is your shortcut. It's the shortcut. That's the shortcut. What's the shortcut, Trust Christian? The shortcut is trusteeship. Being the best trustee you could be every day. Doing what the best doing best practices of trustees. If it say you gotta do a minute every day, you do the minute every day. If it say you gonna read every day, you gonna read every day. Y'all think, oh, Trust Christian, don't talk to me like that. What do you do? How do you still stay? What you say? Yo, Trust Christian, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? What do you do? Well, it's quite a few things that we do. One of the things, and we know the question that the person is asking. Really, the trustee is asking, how do you stay hungry to keep learning? How do you keep doing episodes, Trust Christian? Well, it's real simple. You gotta practice. Oh, Trust Christian, it can't be that simple, that easy. I didn't want it to be that simple, that easy. I don't know how to practice being a trustee. What am I practicing? You're practicing how you dress. You're practicing how you talk. You're practicing how you present yourself. You're practicing how you carry yourself. definitely practice how you speak for sure. uh, you're practicing how you smell, good hygiene. You're practicing the accessories that you carry. Like we say, one of the mentors for sure was carrying a briefcase. I mean, damn near, a mentor got that briefcase everywhere with him. We're gonna just tell y'all that. That's just what y'all might not want to hear, cause oh man, I don't want to be that person that always gotta do that. I want a day off. This is one of those mentors that they just dedicated their life to the game. That's all it is. They're actually managing other family estates. So yes, they're in multiple time zones, and they got family estates, multiple families that they manage their estates from multiple time zones. Yes, and so they're carrying very important documents with them all the time. But oh man, I want the shortcut, Trust Christian. Then we give you the shortcut. What's the shortcut? Mimicking the mentors. Oh, Trust Christian, you don't really. I seen a few episodes where you was on the camera. It's a few episodes. We did one with an attorney. We done a few episodes. Go to the shorts too. We done a few episodes, so we can show you how to dress. Yeah, y'all could see that. Of course, we don't post a lot online. The mentors that we know, they would tell us, first of all, you're first generation wealth. What you need to be outside showing your face for unless you're really building a family estate. We know trustees and mentors that would tell us, oh man, Trust Christian, I had to go do this in the public, and I became popular in the public because I wanted to build clout around the family last name, and they did. And that's just that. They were first gen. They said, okay, my business plateaued. We were at a good millions of dollars, and we wanted to go to the billions. And what did we do? We we made it a point to start advertising our business and advertising ourselves as individuals and started paying to get in rooms. And they did. And they're billionaires. Oh, it can't be that easy. And we know that's what you're going to say. It can't be that easy for you. That's all it is. Because that's what the mentor shared with us. It was like, dang, okay. Might have to be comfortable at one point, whether it's showing face, traveling internationally, and just once again having a face in front of people, in publications and things of that nature, doing interviews, things of that nature for the business, for the family. So some trustees will say, "Oh, Trust Christian, how does this have to correlate to my board?" Well, your board is going to let you know that. Your senior mentor is going to let you know the way you can communicate with the mentor. For all the trustees that think you could wing it on your mind instead of actually writing it down in an email and putting it in an email. Some trustees going to sit here and say, "Trust Christian, now I'm using ChatGPT or one of these other platforms, and the message is long." A lot of y'all don't want to know. They definitely don't want to make your message too long, but at the same time, it's a memo. If you now we gonna give y'all a cheat in that respect, because we just do what other greats have done. Amazon, when you go into a meeting, it's a memo. Everything's memoed up. We just gonna memo everything. We're gonna create a memo real quick, and you gotta walk into the meeting and read the memo already. Simple as that. Did you read the memo? That's the That's the minute. We got a memo real quick. Do you know what we're gonna be briefed on in the meeting? What do you know the decisions that we got to make? Do you have a format for your memos? Keeping them very short and brief. They don't have to be extensive. Oh, I gotta create a long minute for the mentor. No, just create. Hey, five, 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points. 5 bullet points. Less than 10 bullet points. You start pushing all these bullet points. It's like, man, what are you writing? The goddamn going thesis here? No. You just keep, hey, mentor, got a question about this. Put in a bullet point. Y'all think the mentors didn't tell us before every meeting? Oh no, Trust Christian, you don't need to repeat that. I heard you. You said every meeting. Right. The mentors would say, send over your questions in advance. Oh man, Trust Christian, it's no way. Trust Christian, you slipped up. I know you did. No, we didn't. You always did it. Every time. Trust Christian, for real? Yep. 100%. Sent over the questions in advance. This was before the AI stuff was out. We would still send over questions. Mentor would read the questions, sometimes respond before we get there. Mentor would sit at the lunch or the dinner breakfast, or hey, I just went over your email and want to answer any additional questions you may have. blah blah blah. Might sit at this space. He might have the email printed out right there in front of you. He had the email printed out. Man on no laptop. He got it printed out. Reading the email to you. Oh no, Trust Christian man. It sounds like a very intense situation. That's all it is for most people. They just not gonna be accountable to what the mentor said. That particular mentor said, I want you to message me what we're gonna talk about before we get into the meeting. That's dang for sure. Every time. There is no days off. You see, a lot of people don't want to hear that. Oh, you could cut a shortcut with the mentors. Yeah, y'all don't want to know that. You don't want to know that. You think you could get away with it. Come on, mentor. Come on, Christian. Come on, Christian. I'm just one day. You can't. Everybody makes a mistake. All right, we'll give y'all an example of what it looks like. Okay, Trust Christian. I need some reference points because you making it seem like you perfect and you ain't making no mistakes or nothing. Yeah, that's that. All right, here we go. So, what we say? Here we go. One day we're gonna meet with the mentor. We're meeting with this mentor for lunch. Alright. Well, the mentor is definitely always particular about when we meet. So they're gonna pick a particular time, they're gonna pick a particular place. But in this particular day, which is an interesting thing, alright, bam, the mentor runs into traffic. Now first of all, y'all don't wanna know. Cause the mentor that we know, one we talking to y'all about, this is the mentor that shows up to the location 40 minutes before you're supposed to meet, and he's already sitting there in the spot that he wants to sit at with his back against the wall. So for all y'all that listen to the episode this long, y'all getting some real jewels and gems of love and trust Christian in the vault, because this is the reality of life. See, some people ain't never got no real type of trusteeship, but when you talking about real trusteeship, we telling y'all the real deal so you can be prepared out here and not get caught with your pants down. Talking about, oh, trust Christian. I showed up 5 minutes late. Yeah, and the first time we met with that mentor 5 minutes late, he said, Trust Christian, this will be the last time I meet with you if you ever do this again. 6 minutes late. Alright, cool. This mentor, this one time, this mentor, hey, life happens, as people would like to say. Oh, Trust Christian, I was late because I was caught in traffic. Man, we're just going to go ahead and give y'all how the story went. So, we got to the location. We're there in advance. We know how the mentor moves. Mentor's gonna be there early. So what you think you supposed to do? Be there early. Oh man, how early? We already know. We there 20 minutes early. So bam, we there 20 minutes early. The mentor is on his way, but the mentor already knows 20 minutes earlier that he's not gonna be there on time. So the mentor calls and leaves a message. Now, granted, this mentor is not one of those mentors. He just might call you one time. He might call you a few times, right? Right. He's not, he's not just gonna play the games. But this is one of those mentors that he doesn't like talking on the phone if he's driving the vehicle. That's just the way this mentor moves. He's older. He don't like doing that. So this mentor, he's over here driving with gloves on his hands because he got a V12 engine. Which I want us to share that. Okay. This mentor introduced us to some real stuff. So the mentor is driving with a V12 and he got gloves on. So he doesn't have the button with the fingers for the phone while he's driving. So this mentor somehow is in traffic, has to probably take his glove off and make a phone call. Well, this mentor makes a phone call and calls and sounds super frustrated, super upset. Like, oh man, I'm stuck in traffic. I didn't think this was gonna happen. I'm completely sorry. I apologize. And all this other stuff. Okay, well, we didn't pick up the phone for the mentor, but we got the message. The mentor actually left a voicemail. Mentor leaves a voicemail, and you can hear on the voicemail how much disdain is in the mentor's voice. Now, we could argue the point. Some people could argue it's about peace and harmony. We're not arguing that. Could he stay calm? Sure. But we're sharing with you all as trustees the sincerity that the trustee has to being on time, giving you his time, making sure he's there on time, and really taking that serious and sharing with you sincerely that he apologized or she apologized, in this particular case him, that he's like, hey man, I apologize, I'm gonna be running significantly late. And that's just important, ladies and gentlemen. This mentor, man, That's the first time we really seen him like that or heard him like that, because that mentor is always consistently cool. But when you hear a mentor sound like that, and you see the circumstance that the mentor is going through, you understand, oh, okay, this mentor actually cares about showing up to the meeting on time. The mentor cares about, giving you notice in advance that they're not going to show up to the meeting, and that's that. Some people say, oh man, Trust Christian, you need to be peaceful all the time. There's a real word called frustration. You can be frustrated in life. It's a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. For all y'all that's sitting around, oh man, I don't want to express my feelings. And that's why you got your feelings bottled up inside. And that's why people messed up on the inside. Because you got your feelings bottled up on the inside. We ain't sitting here saying that the mentors ain't cold. The mentors is definitely cold. They super cold. But at the same time, we're letting y'all know in that instance, that one situation, the mentor just, hey, just want to give you a call, let you know I'm in some serious traffic. I was not expecting this right now. This is completely, I just thought I could get around it. You just hear the mentor let you know, like, he's sincere about caring about you, man. How is that wrong for somebody to express that? Oh man, the mentor is frustrated. He's supposed to keep it calm and cool. He's supposed to set the example. Yeah. So what happens when you going through that situation? Not saying you couldn't be that way, but the mentor is letting you know, hey, I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna express to this person I sincerely, and like, never thought this could happen. Why? Not because traffic isn't real, but because this trustee has been so ingrained and so focused on being prepared in trusteeship that that's their entire life. They're prepared. So some of y'all say, "Oh man, I got a challenge getting prepared." This trustee ain't got a challenge getting prepared. This trustee don't have a challenge getting prepared. Y'all might think, oh man, Trust Christian, you think he ain't prepared once in a while, like the car ride? Nah, that's not happening in once in a while. See, some people could try to say it's once in a while. These things aren't once in a while. They're called once in the blue moon. It's like they don't make mistakes. Like, y'all don't want to hear that. Oh man, the mentors, everybody makes mistakes. We're talking about preparation for meetings. We're not talking about everything in your life. We're talking about preparation for your meetings. That's what we're talking about. Trusteeship. Them being prepared as a trustee, understanding what their greatest resource is. Oh man, Trust Christian, for real? That's all it is. Appreciate all the hearts, appreciate all the 100s, appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate it. Appreciate the interaction in the chat today. Somebody said they always a half an hour early. Somebody said, what? 2 paragraphs, 7 sentences, nothing but the facts. Hey, wait, what happens when y'all get to the point where the mentors appreciate y'all for doing it in just 7 sentences? I mean, yeah, 7 sentences, nothing but the facts. Yeah, that's about it. That's actually about, yeah, 7 sentences. You going with the intro, we're here to resolve this, and then bam, we into it. At 2, 3 sentences, 4, 5, bam, bam, we out of there. 6, 7 is, hey, we're out of here. This is the next meeting. As the next meeting is planned in number 7. That type of mentality. So, 100% to the trustee that's or the individual that's typing into the chat. We always appreciate the chat interaction for sure. But we definitely are excited to talk about what we talk about, because, excuse us, because it's one of those things that a lot of people say, oh, Trust Christian, I need the behind the scenes. Yeah, they really need the behind the scenes. A lot of y'all trustees think y'all here operating as a trustee. I'm in a Trust Christian. I got the trust document. I signed it, and I'm a trustee. Yeah, right. What trustee? Do you know any other wealthy trustees? Let's talk about it. Do you know any other successful trustees that could be a board member on the board? Nah, Trust Christian, I only got you right now. I gotta reach out to you, really. I really got you the one that really talking about it. And that's right. Okay, we get it, ladies and gentlemen. We get it. We appreciate y'all. There's trustees that reach out, trustees who say they're serious, some trustees that are not. Some things are consulting. Think about it. Do you really want Trust Christian in the family estate? A lot of times, say sure. Those are for your families that can do it. But some of y'all gonna have to really grind it out and just accept the blessings the way they come. We would like to say, oh, you could get on the line with Trust Christian or some of the senior mentors. But, whether y'all know it or not, The mentors want y'all to reach out. Y'all just don't even know it. That's all it is. We're just gonna go ahead and tell y'all. The mentors want y'all to reach out. Y'all gotta learn to show love. That's all it is. It ain't kissing butt. It's just showing love. It's calling a mentor, seeing how you doing. Hey mentor, how's your day going? What you got going on? It's nothing wrong with calling a mentor and just saying, you ain't. It's not about business. It's just about, hey, I just wanted to give you a call to let you know, I'm thinking about you and I want to just make sure your well-being straight. That's just real talk. A lot of people might not want to hear that, but that's how you can start a different type of conversation, that the mentor start really inquiring about, you know, you. We get it, it is business. We get it, it is estate. We get it, it is trusteeship. It's business. But we also get that we don't already share it with y'all in this particular episode. You might have to reach out and find other interests with the mentors. So appreciate you for tuning in live, listening, replay. We know this is one of the longer episodes, but we know we presented tremendous value, and we just wanted to, just make it a point to talk to the trustees and to some of the public, and really talk about some of the things the mentors trained us in the private, and how we operate, how we move as trustees. Because what y'all think? Y'all think y'all gonna go into a private club? You're not gonna see a politician, a future politician, or a politician in a private club? Oh yeah, somebody typed that in. Yeah, no, they definitely appreciate you for typing into the chat. Definitely know that the conversations could lead to many places. It could lead to many places. So appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. Always appreciate everybody. Peace and joy.